will proceed now in English with the project results presentation, 3 years of European partnership, and I will call to join me here Cláudia Silva, Lousada Municipality, again, GoGreen Project Coordinator, Isolde Dingerkas, Leave No Trace, Ireland, Jade Alves Gabiron, da Aspia, Portuguese Environmental Education Association, Nacho Garcia Castanhares, Soto del Real Municipality, Spain, George Isaias Synthesis Center for Research and Education, Cyprus, and Tim Chabot, Zorsel Municipality, Belgium. Welcome all. I will begin, or Jade will begin. Jade. Jade is project coordinator at Aspia and master student in environmental policy at Sciences Po Paris. Focuses on gender and environmental issues in the Kurdish diaspora, and she's an active volunteer with French Civil Protection and leads a first aid team and aims to pursue a career in international disaster response and humanitarian work. Jade.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Carla, for this introduction. I am Jade Alves Gabiron. I am the GoGreen coordinator for the Portuguese Association for Environmental Education, and I have been coordinating our training course, which is Environmental Local Governance for the 21st Century. So what's the objective of this training course? It will take the shape of an e-book, and its main objectives are to address the specific needs of public officers who often lack expertise in training in local climate adaptation, but also to share the GoGreen key outputs and share visits best practices. So the training course is based on the trainings we've had along the 3 years of the project. The first training took place in Strovolos in Cyprus in April 2023. Then in October 2023, we gathered in Zorsel, in February 2024, in Lousada, and then in April 2024, in Ireland. Each face-to-face training lasted 4 days and was hosted by one of the partners institutions, which are here on the stage with me. So us, the stakeholders, define specific learning outcomes to ensure that the curriculum addresses practical needs effectively. So each topic we decided to address corresponds to one of the e-book's chapters. So we address communication, social engagement, cultural heritage, biodiversity conservation, land planning, mobility, energy, water management, waste management, and finally, environmental education and social communication. The training adopts a progressive learning approach, meaning that it starts with foundational concepts through in-room classes, experts-led discussions, but also debates. This is followed by hands-on visits and technical demonstrations, also based on the experiences we've had during the trainings. So such a blended pedagogical model ensures inclusivity and engagement among participants with varying level of knowledge. That means that for those who are already skilled, it offers opportunities to actually update their knowledge and also deepen that, while participants from non-environmental backgrounds will gain the necessary knowledge to start implementing local climate adaptations. So I will present you the example of the second module of this training. So each module is composed of a summary, a general summary with learning outcomes associated to each module. Then we also define learning outcomes. Then it starts with a brief introduction of the topic, followed by a state of the art. Then we address the challenges linked to each topic, the local assessment based on the training experiences once more. And finally, we dive into some suggested actions. So every person who's reading the ebook might gain some knowledge, some ideas to actually apply what's in the ebook to its local context. And finally, we included some references for those who would like to dive deeper into theoretical knowledge and actually. Then, each module has an associated field visit. During the trainings, we've had several field visits, which were organized by the hosting partners. So each field visit has the visit details and then a report divided in the goals of the visit, a short program, a description, and finally the discussion and main conclusions that we've shared among the stakeholders, and some more references for those who like to dive deeper into it. All in all, the GoGreen training course ebook aims to be an essential tool for any citizen willing to take part in local climate action. Thank you so much for your attention, and talk to you soon.
Thank you, Jade. I will pass now to Isolde Dingerkes, Leave No Trace Ireland. I will skip the CV parts because we are really behind time, and I will pass to Isolde right now and take no more time.
Hello everybody, and you're all welcome. I'm Isolde from Leave No Trace in Ireland, and we started on the essential networks and opportunities for green local action. Sorry? Okay. There is a wealth of opportunities for communities around Europe to access funds and support as they continue to work and create positive change in their communities. However, for smaller communities, it can be difficult and time-consuming and challenging to access these fundings. So Leave No Trace started by listing the support networks, funding streams, and help and advice to complete their applications. So, by creating support bases with our partner countries, we have created a resource that offers organisations a one-stop shop. There they will find support from such entities like the Wheel or Life, and with this comprehensive list, we also have names appropriate contact. And most of all, it's aimed at helping smaller community projects. So these organisations offer experience and collective wisdom. They have done this before and they understand the best practice. With their help, communities can come together in partnership. The resources that the support networks offer can lead to contacts being made. In Ireland, we always say that someone will know someone, and this extra influence can often move a project forward. So, alongside the support networks, there is a need for a central database of funding. So Leave No Trace created one which includes the eligibility criteria, the deadline data, the funding amounts. The information covers options aligned with GoGreen and Green Deal projects, and integrated hyperlinks are included for ease of use. So the key success factors in creating and filling out a good application is paramount to receiving funding. Leave No Trace report offers guidance and best practice on writing a good narrative, creating a budget, and generally sticking to guidelines. Proposals must be clear and persuasive. Your project must stand out from the crowd. Possibly applications from all around Europe. Applicants should look to similar projects and follow their best practice. Communities who wish to receive funding should identify correct funding streams and stay informed on EU policies and strengthen their application. To be successful, the project must be innovative. Something different will stand out from the crowd. Show the project aligns with EU objectives, environmental goals and policies. If the project can co-finance, then this shows commitment from the community. Keep the results measurable. Don't be vague. Demonstrate value for money and be efficient. You must show that you have used contacts because that demonstrates research, development, engagement, and innovation. So, we can use case studies to show a prospective applicant the how, why, where, and when the GoGreen guidelines can help in their application. Leave No Trace studies looked at a number of projects, including Call for Planting Woodland in Belgium and the Biodiverse Carbon project in Portugal. But I'm showing you the Cabra wetlands in County Tipperary, which is in the centre of Ireland. This extensive floodland along the River Suir is now a nature reserve. Originally, the site was bought by 4 concerned locals, but is now run by a committee of local volunteers. The area comprises of several habitats, reed beds, wet grassland, woodlands, ponds, and springs. A hugely biodiverse area. They have received funding from LawPro, which is the local authority water programme, and from Leader funding. With this funding, they have built an education centre, accessible boardwalks, and information booklets. by the community of volunteers coming together and working with other organisations like Birdwatch Ireland and the Wetlands Forum. Connections were made, both national and local. Mutual agreements and resources were shared, and wisdom. The committee is diverse, made up of people from different walks and with different interests. The Carver Wetlands now have a state-of-the-art conference room, which is also another stream of funding for them. They run ecological courses. They have an education centre and a conservation team that continue to protect and restore the habitats of all the wetlands. This all demonstrates that with proper support, adequate funding and adherence to best practice, while completing proposals, we can work together as a collective to protect, conserve and be innovative in our environmental initiatives. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Isolde, for sharing with us your work. Now it's Claudia Silva from Lousada Municipality and Project Coordinator.
A mesma Cláudia.
A mesma. The same Claudia from the first session.
Okay, so now speaking about, and in English, speaking about the second guide provided by the project. So as Jade explained, the strength of the content, the bulk of the content is in the training course. And these guides are quick stops to get inspiration, let's say. They follow the line of the 10 topics that we choose. We think it's a very exhaustive exploration of how sustainability should be applied in a territory. And each best practices, just a reminder that we gathered 30 best practices from within these 10 teams. Each best practice has the characterization, identifying the project and the organization if we wish to connect with the prosecutors of the action. I'm going to be explaining or exemplifying with the strategy one of the best practices address. Some are more concrete, for example, how to build a network of pounds. Some are less concrete, more complex. One of those is the strategy for sustainability of the municipality of Lousada, which is the one I chose to exemplificate the best practice. So besides the characterization, we have the description. It has a summary, the goals, the stakeholders address, the policy context, the social context, and the environmental context. We thought this was important because it's different to start in a community that I've been learning about environmental education since 20 years ago, or one that is just starting now. So understanding the starting point of these projects, we thought it was important. And also a detailed description of the process. Then we had the impact, and this is measurable numbers of how the community changed. It has the impact on the beneficiaries, environmental results, social results, economical results, the SDGs targets, and the topics of the Green Deal addressed. This, you can read all the impacts in the best practices when the guide is available to you. And the learnings. We thought this is the more interesting part of the best practices. It has challenge phases, lessons learned, and potential to transfer, and future actions within the projects. Here, for example, we have a lesson learned, and this came directly by Manuel Nunes, the city councillor of Lousada, responsible for the environmental department. And it has, while I was doing this sort of interview, so he's the prosecutor of the long 10 years of environmental action in Lousada, very hands-on politician. And as I was doing this sort of interview with him, I thought this is so interesting knowledge that we have here. He talked about how the community should be involved. How when you want something new, you have to really take charge for that innovative project and don't let it to your technicians to apply it, although you should involve them and train them. How if you don't take care of territory, we can't wait for the central power to do it. It really has to be on our own hands. How is it essential to use science as the foundation of these actions? Because opinions, they can be debated, dismantled, but facts can't. So this is a very interesting point. And this sort of knowledge, it's what we want to translate and to share with other peers, other persons in the same place as he is. Or if you're not a vice mayor in a municipality and you are a leader of, let's say, a ONG or other organization that acts locally, there's still parallels that you can make with this knowledgeable that was gathered. Of course, we have resources, so you will understand how this project started financially. For example, how much money you need to start this project. And this one you have, for example, the money it started and the money currently has involved. So it was different. They had like 2 technicians at the start, and now we are almost 15. The funding and where the funding came from, the human resources, the logisticals involved, and the duration of implementation phase. This can give you tools if you want to, for example, pitch some example to your boss, to your coordinator. This gives you ideas on what you're going to need and how long it's going to take. So I hope this guide will inspire you and lead to concrete action in your territory. Thank you.
Thank you, Claudia, for an inspiring contribution. Now I will ask Jorge Isaías from Synthesis Center for Research and Education. He is founder and manager director.
Here. I don't see this is not the presentation now. Bom dia, good morning. Let me find my presentation, 1 second. Okay. Yes, here. Okay. I'm George Isaías. I'm the founder of the Synthesis Center for Research and Education in Cyprus. How many of you have been to Cyprus? Wow. Nice to know. Thank you. Before we go to the presentation, so what is Synthesis? The Synthesis Center was founded in 2002. 22 years ago, and synthesis, it's an ancient word, it's used, it has many applications, but basically it's the creation of new ideas. So our aim is to create new ideas, new projects, and to implement them in education, business, and society for the benefit of people and the planet. So we have 2 components, that is inclusion and sustainability. So that's one reason we are in this project. The other reason is because Cyprus faces a lot of environmental challenges. The EU Green Deal is the policy of the European Union to create a European Union carbon neutral by 2050. But there are areas in Europe that face higher challenges than other areas. Cyprus, for example, for those of you who have visited Cyprus, faces a very serious shortage of water. And every year we have an increased amount of forest fires. So we are not a desert yet, but if the climate change continues to deteriorate, we are not far from the phenomenon of this becoming more a desert island. This year, we have the lowest amount of water reservoir we have for many years. So EU Green Deal is not an abstract concept, it's not a part of for conspiracy theories, it's something that we experience. And also we see in Valencia last month, and a few weeks ago, what has happened. So we are facing a real challenge. Now, in this project, the other reason we are part of it because we are part with a group of group of people, friends, municipalities, and other organizations who have worked in the past, and we are very happy that with all these organizations who have worked together in these last 3 years. In addition to our task here, which one was to host our partners in Cyprus at the study visit that focused on study on water management, and we're also the technical partner responsible for the website of the project, which we call co-learning platform. We're here now, I'm talking about the co-learning platform, okay. So the co-learning platform is basically the access of the project to the world, or the access of the world to our project, and it provides basically two components. Is the resource of what we have produced in these 3 years, the training course, the guide, the blueprint for sustainability, the policy paper, and the layman report, but it also provides a forum for discussion and an exchange of ideas. So it includes, of course, news, events, and contact information. And we encourage you to access the forum and to initiate a discussion. And discussion are separated into 7 areas. And you can scan the code and access our website, the e-learning platform. So thank you for your attention.
Thank you, thank you. Now we'll have Tim Chabot from Zorsel Municipality. Is environmental counselor in this Belgian municipality since 2020.
Hello, my name is Tim Chabot. I'm the environmental officer of the municipality of Zorsel in Belgium. For this project, we focused on the domains of energy and on mobility. The European Green Deal sets ambitious goals for a sustainable and carbon neutral Europe. But translating these goals, these ambitious goals, to the local level is difficult. Despite the diversity among the participant regions, our training sessions revealed reoccurring challenges between the participants in implementing the Green Deal at a local level. Interestingly, these challenges often came with the same solution. This underscores the importance of learning from each other across the whole of Europe. Local governments don't need to reinvent the wheel, but can adapt proven ideas to their specific context. For example, Zorsel and Lusada, we both had programs to let the grass grow higher to improve biodiversity. We can learn from each other and improve those actions. These insights were further validated by a questionnaire sent to participants of the training sessions, which identified 2 main categories of subjects, subjects with tame problems and challenges with wicked problems. Tame problems are problems that have clear solutions in how to solve it. Wicked problems are more difficult and require more innovative ideas. To give you an example, for electricity, energy, it was said among the participants that funding is one of the biggest problems. One of our best practices is to organize energy cooperatives to help face the financial burden and make it easier. For mobility, public awareness arises as the main key, as a key challenge. In Zuursel, we try to address this, to organize cycle examinations in schools to encourage community support for using the bike. These are ideas that can be used also in other municipalities. In contrast, wicked problems are problems that have a variety of areas and more sharing is needed between the different municipalities, and more innovative solutions are also needed. The conclusion of the paper is to local governments and policymakers at the local level, experiment with various solutions using best practices as a guide while tailoring them to local conditions. And maybe the most important one, build robust networks for sharing lessons learned, fostering collaboration, and amplifying local success. Because after all, we all live at one world in one Europe. Let us work together to go green.
Thank you so much, Tim, for sharing your insights. Now, Nacho Garcia Castañares from Soto del Real Municipality is a sports science graduate. I will not share all the CVs. Thank you for that. Sorry for that, but.
Bon dia. My name is Nacho Garcia. I am the Conciliar of Environment, Sport and Youth in Soto del Real, Spain, Madrid. Our village is located similar to Torres Vedras at just 40 kilometers north of a major city, in our case, the city of Madrid, and we are lucky to be at the foot of Sierra de Guadarrama mountain range. Soto del Real is honored to be a partner in the GoGreen Erasmus Plus project, our first environmental European project. Apart from our involvement in the training sessions and the partner meeting, we have been charged with putting together the layperson report. This report aims to collate all the outputs from the GoGreen project and present them in a format that will be easy to read and digest. It is intended that it will summarize the work and results of the project, as well as long-term environmental benefits, as well as presenting the other intellectual outputs in a simple and graphic manner. We will include the results of a stakeholder survey we have conducted recently to get some additional feedback from all those involved in the same way with the project, be it as a coordinator, presenter, guide, or a trainee. Everyone who has come into contact with GoGreen project over the last 3 years has been invited to fill in a questionnaire. This information will supplement the responses received in the questionnaire after each training session. The layperson report will be a lively, simple, direct, and engaging document written for a general audience, avoiding using jargon and complicated sentences. It will include all relevant information, name and project number, duration, total cost, EU contribution, and contact details. Infographics will help to visualize and maximize the impact of the report. Overall, the stakeholder survey showed that participants have gained benefits from the project, and it has had some impact on their work. There also seems to be a greater understanding of European Green Deal. A high percentage of the responses suggest that they have been inspiring and have instigated new projects in the territory, as our case in Soto del Real. Networking has been important, and everyone confirmed that they will be interested in participating in similar projects in the future. Stakeholders also suggest that the GoGreen project has contributed to their knowledge of the European Green Deal from the comments partners gave us in the questionnaire. They have learned that change is necessary and that local authorities need to improve their commitment to the environment. All in all, respondents point out that it is very important that policies that have an effect on the environment need to be based on sustainability. Finally, I would like to thank those who have started this project. Everything we have learned is of great help to us in developing projects in Soto Real, but especially on a personal level, participating in this initiative, taking into account I am not an environmental expert, I am a physical education teacher, but now I am combining different areas as my job as a consigliere in Soto Real. This has helped me again, helped me gain a lot of confidence and to be able to just justify and defend the need for municipal development based on sustainability. Muito obrigado, muchas gracias, thank you.
Muito obrigada, Nacho, Councillor for Environmental and Sports. I thank you all for sharing with us the results of the project. Now we are going to do a coffee break, and I will like to tell you that it's in the first floor, and if you please be back at 11:30.